Welcome everybody to a very special episode of Opening Break because we've got some different faces today. Today with me I have my man Mental down below and my man Cherished over to my right. How are you guys doing?
Pretty solid, you know how it is.
Doing good, doing
Another
good.
day.
So we traveled to Salt Lake City this week. You guys feeling ready?
Wait, is this week? I'm just trolling. Yeah, I'm good. I'm ready. I've been grinding a lot of rematch here.
Oh yeah,
Feeling great. Feeling great.
You're feeling good about the rematch grind?
Yeah, I'm getting better.
Cherished, I gotta say, so I am a big believer in having like a very, I don't want to say strict, but having like a dictated schedule so that players can have time off and kind of unwind from the game. But you seem to be like one of those guys that just wants to go and like kind of work your way through everything. Do you feel like that affects you at all, or do you think that makes you even better at the game?
No, I think that's what like gives me like the ability to like kind of improve like faster than other people, or like keep improving as opposed to like some other people. Like I feel like some people kind of reach a plateau at some points just because they don't understand like the better you want to get at a certain level, like the more work you have to put in. So like let's say like you start out like using like ranked as an example. Let's say you start out like as a bronze, right? It's really easy to get from like bronze to like silver, and then silver to gold, and then gold to platinum, platinum to diamond, whatever. But then when you're going from diamond to onyx, it's a little bit harder. And then if you want to go from onyx to champion, it's a little bit harder. And then if you want to become a champion from like a pro, it's a lot harder. And then if you want to be like just a pro to like winning a tournament, then it's like a lot harder. So
Yeah.
the amount of work that you have to put in to reach each of those things is obviously different. And it's not like there's like a linear curve. It's like really exponential. So I think that yeah, like I said, I think I'm a product. I think everybody's a product of the work that they put in. And if you want to be like surpassing people who have had a lot more time like you have to get to where they are and put that work in, then you have to double or triple or quadruple the amount of time and work that they're putting in order to get there. So that's why like I think the way I think and do what I do.
Mental, do you agree?
Yeah, I can see that. Everyone's different, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not really of a head down kind of guy, you know, just keep playing 24/7. It's just how I am personally, but I know it works for other people, so
You kind of go with the flow.
quality over quantity.
So speaking of quantity, you guys have obviously been putting in a lot of work, and I commend you all for that, obviously. Something that I see teams and players struggle with is burnout. And I know, Joe, you and I have talked about that before. I mean, I experience it myself. So Joey, since you have this mindset that you're able to just kind of put your nose down and grind, how do you combat that burnout as it builds up, that frustration or that, I guess like almost boredom with the grind?
Well, for me personally, I never like really get bored grinding. Like I always like am trying my best to like have fun, and then whenever I am like burning out, it's not really like because of like how much I'm playing or like watching VOD or like the things I'm working on. It's more so just because of like I don't get a good sleep or like
Mm.
there's something else like in my personal life happening. So like the way I deal with that is just by like facing things head on, and then if that doesn't work, then I just go for really long walks and I try to like hang out with my family or like get into like kind of like a different environment. So if I'm at my house for like too long and I feel like I'm kind of like you said, burning out a little bit, then I'll go to my brother's or I'll just try to change the atmosphere a little bit and get myself back on track.
There you
I
go.
love that. What question for both of you? What is your favorite thing outside of Halo currently to do that kind of helps you unwind?
Probably play some CS:GO or CS2. Honestly, if like I'm having a stressful day or like not a good day, just probably hit the gym and go do some cardio.
Okay.
And then yeah, other than that, I just play a lot of games. So
Are you trying to let our CS manager know that you're available if needed?
yeah, right after was October 24th is the event. I'm available.
Unrestricted free
I'm
agent.
pretty sure I'll follow Complexity CS on Twitter. So no follow back yet. I'm just waiting.
Ooh, that's rough.
I've been putting
Joey,
in
how
the
about
work.
you?
I recently actually started getting into pickleball.
Oh shit.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
gonna. I started playing pickleball a little bit. I was playing yesterday actually before the scrim for like a couple hours, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, I think that's why I was playing like pretty good yesterday too. But yeah, pickleball has been a nice little outlet.
Love that. It's always good to have that like physical exercise that you can do to kind of take your mind off things. And
Yeah, outside of that, I go on like at nighttime, like I'll go on like a like 2-3 hour walk at like
Damn.
2
good
a.m., like
lord.
1 a.m., something like that.
Oh
And just
damn.
like kind of yeah, it's I think it's really nice. Like for me personally, I like just like being able to walk and there's no like stimulation or anything like that. So like no music, I'm not talking to anybody.
No
There's no
no music.
yeah, nothing though.
Oh,
No,
damn.
there's not really like any lights on. There's nobody else outside. It's
Just
kind of just
you
like
and
me and
just
like
you and
my
Cherished.
thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, just me and Cherished. And kind of just like counsel myself, I guess. If like there's anything that's on my mind that ends up coming out on that walk and I like am able to think about it and see what's going on, like address it myself. So
So
I love
that's
my
how you
late night
deal with
walks.
the Ryan Noob criticism. Midnight walks by yourself with no music.
Yeah, I just sit there and I'm having like an existential crisis. I'm like, damn, am I really that bad? I'm like, holy crap. Like, is it me? Like, oh my God.
So since I know Billy obviously under Shopify at one point played under the Ryan Noob system, but you guys are kind of both getting reintroduced to it, and that is often a big talking point in Halo. Is any team Ryan goes to, there's obviously a lot more structure implemented and that system of his. So is there a way that you guys can maybe, without giving away secrets, shed some light on maybe some things that you both have learned individually being under the Ryan Noob system, things that you've improved in your gameplay, or maybe things that you guys just didn't know before that you feel like you've grown as a player because of being under Ryan's tutelage?
Tutelage?
You want to go, Billy, or do you want me to go?
You can go.
Billy can check Twitter.
Personally, I don't
So what?
Check
think
Twitter.
I don't think necessarily like
Oh my god. It's happening.
Ryan's system is like like it's like not like a traditional like system where it's like everything is like black and white like some people might think, where it's like you have to do this or like can't play the game. That's
Yeah.
not necessarily how it works. It's like it's a lot more like you have a lot more freedom than I've like heard people say after teaming with Ryan or like just talking about like the way that Ryan likes to play. Um, I think there's like guidelines and like certain like things that like everybody has to do so that you are able to play the game the way that you want to play the game. But I don't think that's like exclusive just to like the Ryan noob system or whatever. I think every single team has things like that, and I think that the things that I've learned from Ryan the last like month and a half, 2 months have like aren't just specific to like this team. I think they're things that they're just general like Halo fundamentals that you could use and incorporate with like any team that you're on and in like any Halo game. Like I don't think they're like infinite exclusive or just like Ryan noob exclusive. I think they are just like general Halo concepts that are really, really strong, like, and to give you a really strong foundation to just like, if you're good at the game, like mechanically, like, and if you are just a really strong and like good player, like they will just allow you to express like yourself on the map like a lot better in those ways.
Oh, okay. How about you, Billy?
Yeah, what he said basically. I mean, just more structure, honestly. So I'm all for it. I feel like I play better under like more of a structured team.
Hmm.
Um, Versus like my last team, everyone's just really good individually as well. It's just we had less structure, so it makes me more confident going to events. I guess like when you get to the bigger stage and stuff, the bigger matches, all those things we practice are just gonna come in.
Yeah,
It's second nature, you know.
makes sense. You have all those things that you can like. You have an overall strategy you can fall back on if mechanics aren't working out or whatever.
Yeah,
Kills aren't
exactly.
going in your favor. So on the other side of that, then what is probably the most difficult thing that you've had to adapt to your gameplay individually from being part of this overall structure or system?
I don't even know, to be honest. I feel like since I played with Ryan before, like I already kind of know how he likes to play, so I kind of just been doing that already. Um, I don't even know. It's, without giving too much away, just I guess never really stand still in shooting.
Mm.
Sometimes I would do that, but I wasn't really that bad at it in the first place. Yeah, you just don't like cross map on this team. That's all.
What about you, Joey?
Um, for me, also like similar to what Billy said, like without going too much into detail, it's just like probably being like less selfish with like my life as a player. Like not always just trying to like live to the max or just like when I get a kill, just like prioritizing my life so hard, like just being able to like let myself like be more free and just go play the game and do
Okay.
things.
Yeah, I think when we brought Ryan and Nick in, that was one of the interesting things that differed from last season was hearing Ryan say like, my system, quote unquote, is more of guidelines, but there's times where you just need to play Halo. And I remember last year, like that was never a thing that he said. It was like, okay, you need to be hitting this timing, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that. And like we'll get to the play Halo part on steps 2 and 3, but like let's get our timings down. So it's really cool that, in my opinion, that just shows how much he trusts and respects you guys as individual players. That he's saying, like, look, like there's gonna be times that you see stuff on your screens where you can just go play Halo, like
Yeah,
screw the game plan, so to speak.
you
Do
know,
you
for
feel
sure.
like that has given you more freedom in your playstyle?
Yeah, 100%. I've never felt like restricted like on this team or anything like that. It's just more so like getting like ourselves to like the spot where we can play Halo, and that's just like really, really. It's like it comes with like really, really small things, like just like doing one thing right, and then you can literally go do whatever the hell you want.
Mm,
Yeah, basically.
yeah.
I've always felt
So
free, so
yeah,
yeah,
a free spirit.
yeah,
All right, so we've talked about us enough. I want to talk about the pools going into Salt Lake City. Obviously, we're not going to do predictions. We're not going to throw like shade. We're not going to do anything like that. But obviously, there are some storylines to talk about in the pools. So I will pull them up on screen. And anything that stands out, like any matchups that you guys really want to watch or really want to see when we're not playing.
Um, I really want to see the phase TSM, like Nemesis TSM, Nemesis phase pool, just because like phase basically like handpicked that pool. Like they were like,
Hmm.
yo, we want pool B, we're not gonna play the qualifier or whatever.
true.
So I want to see kind of how that shakes up. And obviously like the two other teams in that pool probably have something to like say about that or feel about that. They're like, why do they think that like they can just come into this pool and like dominate us type of thing, or just like it's like a guaranteed first for them, as
Yeah,
opposed to like going to playing the qualifier and like eventually ending up in pool D, C, or A. So those are the matches I'm like really really excited for. Outside of that and like outside of our pool, I don't think there's like any matches where I'm like I really really want to watch these. But yeah,
Yeah,
definitely pool B is definitely the one like the pool I want to like keep an eye on when we're not playing.
same for you, Mental.
yeah. Honestly, Pool B. But if I had to pick like one specific match outside Pool B, I would say like I could see like a good NV Unreal Nightmare game going. I think Unreal Nightmare is
Really?
looking pretty decent. Yeah.
Okay.
If I had to like
Yeah,
pick like yeah,
I could see that. I'm
yeah,
excited to see how Envy does. Like, obviously, second event, right? Second event as a team.
I think
Yeah,
so.
Their DreamHack was their first. And obviously they did really well at DreamHack, so shout out to those guys for that. I'm curious to see how they're going to do against Optic, because we've seen Optic, start the tournament slow and then get
True.
stronger and then championship form when Sunday arrives. Um, I agree. Pool B, definitely going to be a lot of interesting storylines there, especially because I don't think a lot of people realize that whoever comes out of Pool B is going to, play somebody from Pool A and vice versa. So there is a world where it's FaZe versus Optic round 1 of the championship bracket, which is kind of crazy actually to think about, and surprising that FaZe handpicked Pool B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. They have to be really confident in themselves to like get first, because like they're obviously not playing in that pool to like get second, like end up playing Optic in round 1. Obviously, you know what I mean. Optic's really, really good team. They won the last 2 events, so I can't take anything away from those guys. They're incredible. So obviously like, their mentality is not like, oh yeah, we don't care how pools go, or like we're just gonna try our hardest no matter what. But whatever way it shakes up, it is what it is. Like they're definitely 100% like playing to get first in that pool. So
yeah,
and if they don't, then they're gonna have an interesting tournament ahead of them for sure.
So the other question I wanted to ask then about pools is, and you don't have to give like a hot take opinion, but do you agree, or would you have done the same thing if you were in FaZe's shoes?
No. Personally, no. Like I
always wonder if a team is ever going to do that in my career.
Yeah.
It's almost typical at this point. I kind of like it.
I guess kind of like.
Never seen it done. I've seen it been talked about, but like they actually did that shit. I respect it.
Yeah. I think I've definitely heard people like joke about like having like easier pools or like easier like brackets or something if like they just like threw a match or like forfeited or whatever the case may be. But
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's ever done it, just because like it's not like competitive integrity, but it's more like your pride, I guess, and like you're like just like like your competitiveness as a person, and like it's like fuck it, even like if I get like the hardest pool, or like even if I'm in a predicament where I like might have to beat like a top 2 team or like whatever the case may be, like to get first in my pool, like I know I'm good enough to do that, so I don't care what situation I'm in, like I'm gonna just win. And obviously like seeing like 3/4 of that roster are world champions, and then like Penguin's like multiple event winner. He hasn't placed outside of top 3 one time yet on Infinite, and he's played in like 15, 20 grand finals at this point. So it's like surprising to see that out of people who like have that same mentality that you have. That's why I think it was like kind of like a big deal or whatever. But I don't think those guys like lack integrity or anything like that. I think all of them have like paramount competitive integrity. Yeah, just like personally, like my dignity and pride, I don't think would have like let me do that.
Yeah, it's also interesting because it's not really an easier pool, and
Surely
they knew TSM and Nemesis were the 2 teams going into that pool, right? So
yeah, TSM is really, really strong. They're a really good team. Nemesis is really, really like they just got third at the last event. Nemesis is like always like on the cusp of like breaking into a Sunday, like getting top 4, top 3, whatever the case may be. And, like those 2 teams in that pool are also the only 2 teams that have beat Optic, and both of them beat Optic on a Friday, like in pool play. So they're obviously like very, very strong pool play teams, which I don't think. I mean, I'm sure FaZe like thought of all this stuff, but I think that they probably see themselves the same way. Like traditionally, FaZe has been really, really good in pools as well this year. So that's what I'm saying. I think all 3 of those teams are like really, really good, especially on Fridays. And they're good, obviously, the whole tournament, whatever. But they're like really good on Fridays. So I think there's going to be some really good matches.
And this is the first LAN that we're seeing Trippy and Lucid reunite as well, which I think will be interesting, right? Because previous it was SSG and FaZe Clan. So I'm excited to see how kind of the gang gets back together on LAN, how that's going to translate into the chemistry. Obviously, we've been seeing them do really well recently in terms of scrim results.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot better recently. They're definitely struggling at the start, but I think they're having like internet issues and like Snakebite was moving and a bunch of other stuff. So I think they definitely like figured out how they want to play together. I also like talk about it a lot like in our team, but I think when you have like 3 people that won in a certain way, and then you bring in somebody else who has like so much like experience winning in a completely different style of Halo, there's naturally going to be like an adjustment period, because like you're also used to like the way that you think that the game is supposed to be played, because of your experience winning. So I think they just figured. I think the adjustment period just like is like over for them. They
Yeah.
figured it out. I think they look really good.
I think so too.
Nice.
I'm
What?
I just love your like one word add-ons. You're like an ad libber in a hip hop song.
Joey's spitting, man.
Oh,
So
appreciate that, Bill.
Yes, sir.
other question for you guys, and I don't believe it's necessarily his debut in pool play, but maybe his debut starting in pool play is Bastos on Zero Tenacity. And
Mhm.
I apologize if I'm butchering his name, but because he was previously always on that like third place EU team that had to fight through open bracket, and I know they made it through Atlanta last year. I think we played them, but being on a roster, being called up after Jimbo stepped down. Thoughts on Zero Tenacity? Like, do you expect them to be a stronger force coming into this event? I know they've taken some maps off Nemesis, some series off Nemesis.
Um,
I
I
haven't
don't
really
really.
seen them play, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't really
Maybe
know
it's the time
much.
zone thing. So
Yeah, I don't really know much about Bastos, like personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like played him a little bit, like in matchmaking and stuff, and um, he seems like he's like a pretty like individually like sound player, and like he's pretty cracked. Which obviously I think that like could help Zero Tenacity because not that Jimbo didn't have there or anything like that. I think Jimbo's really good, but it's just it's kind of like a trade off. Like I think Jimbo has like a really good like understanding of like Halo. He's been competing, playing the game for like a really long time. I think he's a super solid player. But I think you're trading that off with like a little bit of like individual prowess, and then losing some of that kind of understanding of the game. Picking up somebody that's like a little bit newer, like Bastos, especially when he might not have um, experience in pool play, bracket play, so on and so forth. I don't really think that stuff really matters personally. Like I don't think like experience in pools or like bracket like matters until you get to like a certain point. Like until you get to like a Sunday, I don't think any of that matters. Um,
Fair point.
but I do think that yeah, there's upsides and downsides of like making a team change like that, and they looked really good at this first when they picked them up. I remember like seeing them beating Nemesis a lot in like some of the online cups and some of the scrims that they were playing, but I feel like they've been kind of quiet recently, at least in Europe. But yeah, who knows?
Yeah,
Find out at the
do they
event,
get a
I
lot of
guess.
scrims in Europe?
I
I
think
think
it's
yeah, not really. I think it's
I
just
think
them,
it's
Jimbo's team, and Nemesis.
yeah. So then the next question is the teams that aren't listed in pool play, the open bracket teams, because I think this event is going to have some really interesting open bracket results just because there's obviously been like I would say attempts at, quote unquote super am teams is what I'm going to what I'm going to call them, with Believe the Hype doing their thing with all of the tryouts. You've obviously still got Lies, you've got Omit Black, which is a strong team, I would say, of up and comers or people who have a little bit of experience. Obviously, Mind Freak is going to be in there. They've been boot camping and look really good. Ether, who we didn't see make it out of open bracket last event, is obviously still around. So,
Yeah, that'd be good.
out of those teams, is there any teams that you like have your eye on, thinking that they're going to make some waves coming up out of open bracket?
Probably Ether, yeah.
I think
Obviously, though.
like Mind Freak and Ether are definitely
Yeah, my freak's good.
really good. I also think the EU team is going to be a lot better this time around, because they have somebody like Jimbo on the team who is like
Is
has insane experience.
is Jimbo playing?
Yeah, it's
So he
him. It's like I don't know exactly what the team is, but I'm pretty sure it's like him, Mose, Septic, and like somebody else. Which like on paper, that's actually a pretty decent team.
Interesting.
You know who those players are.
Yeah.
Um, but I think like those three teams, and also like the NA team that's going into, I think it's Omit Black. They're like the first year. I think there's a lot of decent NA teams in Open. Like I think Suspector and Onboard's team, they're like pretty good. I
Yeah.
think that Omit Black roster is pretty good. I think like Leaderness's team is pretty good. I think like Mind Freak, Ether, that EU team, they're all pretty good. Like
Yeah,
any of them could
BTH.
be good. Yeah, BTH is like for me, I think is a bit of a question mark, just because half that roster hasn't been to an event yet.
Yeah.
And I think that experience matters a lot more in open bracket than it does if you're like spawning into pool play, because it's a lot more of like a chaotic like environment. You can literally hear people like screaming at you like blatantly. Like you can probably if you like there's just so much things in open where like it could like mess you up if you're not like used to it or ready for it.
Yeah.
Um, so I think like that experience is a lot more important coming into an event than like playing through pools. But I think that's why I'm not necessarily like counting BTH out. Like they could definitely like go crazy, but I do think that
Yeah.
Mind Freak and Ether are probably the two favorites to make it out. Like, I don't think they both can make it out. I think those are the two that'll make it out through winners for sure.
Yeah, I never would have thought that we'd see Little Gator's land debut, but
Yeah.
here we are.
Yeah.
You've also got Alpha X Luminon, which they made it out in place of Ether from LATAM last event, and honestly, they've looked good in scrims. I was just looking, to try to find BTH just to remind myself the full roster. Sirion, Facti, Gunplexion, Little Gators, but their most recent scrim was against that Alpha Luminon, at least on Data Hive, and they got 13-1 by the Alpha Luminon squad, which is Lior, Magico, Rorsch, and Strikey.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid team.
Yeah, it seems not bad. I mean, we played them at DreamHack, their roster.
Yeah.
Was that the same roster?
Yeah.
Well,
No, they got
they
Lure.
swapped out Lior, yeah.
Yeah, they had Lure. I don't know for Noble.
Yeah.
Lure for
I think,
Noble.
No.
Yeah.
Noble went to Alpha, or not Alpha, Ether.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those guys are solid too. I forgot about those guys, but yeah, those guys are definitely really solid as well. I think that I actually don't know how open it's gonna go, to be honest, because like it's open bracket, like especially in a best of 3 on Xbox, like literally anything can happen. Like if you just don't play good, like one game in a series, that could cost you the series. So yeah, I think like anything could happen in the open bracket. I'm actually excited to see how this one. This might be the most competitive open bracket in like a while for Infinite, like from this entire year.
Are we at the same venues last year for SLC?
Yes.
I think so. I have no idea.
What did that look
Yes,
like?
we are. It was like a convention center. We always went in that back door, like kind of near the hotel.
It's like really close to the hotel.
There was like the basketball game to the right when you walk in, and the snacks to the left.
It's like borderline, like behind the hotel.
Yeah,
I got you.
But yeah, I definitely think this is going to be the most intense open bracket. Like you said, that Kraken roster with Suspect, I completely forgot about them as I'm thinking about open bracket teams.
I think Suspector's team would make it out too.
Yeah,
I'll put them, Mind Freak, Ether.
And they're not even like the first seed. Like Suspector's team is like some random seed in the bracket. So like that can make things like really, really weird, for example.
Yeah, I would look at them to shake things up, to be honest.
Yeah,
they scrimmed Omit Black a week or two ago and 5'd them. Omit Black is Ezo, Ice Kid, Lido, and Morgan.
I think that team's also like decent. Like I think like any of these teams, if they just like are having a good day on Friday, could just like make it out through winners.
Yeah,
pretty easily.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to watch how this open bracket shapes up. I think Mind Freak is like kind of my guaranteed. I think them having a boot camp, them bringing back barcode, and just how they looked. I mean, even when you guys scrimmed them a couple nights ago, like, we won the scrim 12-5, but like they looked good. They looked really good.
Yeah, they're solid.
And they're putting in the work.
Yeah, they're a solid team for sure. I think those guys are going to be good. Sure.
Okay, so we talked about pools a little bit. We talked about open bracket a little bit. Is there any team? This is not a prediction. This is not. I'm not setting you guys up, I promise. But is there any team that you guys want to play at the event?
Nope. I want to play everybody.
You want to play everybody? Okay.
Whoever I have to play.
Shit, I don't know. Depends when, I guess.
Depends when. What do you mean? Like
pool play versus like a winners? I don't know. There's probably no team.
I think like this is like the point that we're at in the game. Like every team is like pretty close in terms of the competition. Like I don't think there's like a major gap between like any of the teams that are competing right now, and like including like Optic, Shopify, including everybody. I don't think there's that crazy of a gap. Like even like last tournament, like I know people talked about how like it's like Optic and Shopify, and then like everybody else competing for like every other spot. But like literally in the last event, like we saw FaZe beat Shopify, for example. So it's not like, and we saw like SSG take Optic to game 5 and like in losers 2, and they were up by 10 game 5, you know what I mean? And they just kind of blew it, but like they could have won that. So I don't think the gap is as big as people think. I think literally anyone can beat anyone at this point. It's just about who's playing better in like that hour that you're playing each other.
Yeah.
So
and every event we've seen Optic lose. Like it's not like they're just clean sweeping these events.
Yeah.
They're dropping games, they're dropping series. So I agree with you. I think like year 4 of Halo Infinite, our final year, unfortunately, obviously that announcement went out. But I think because we're in year 4 Everyone knows how to play the game. Everybody can play Halo, and at this point, like we're at the end of the life cycle where the players remaining are the players who can shoot straight. You know what I mean?
Basically, it's like the people that are still competing at this level are the people that are like that have made it through those 4 years and like are kind of still here. Like your decision making is good. You can shoot straight. Like have experience playing it, like LAN events together. You're practiced, etc., etc. Like everybody's good. Like every single person's good. It's just about like the thin margins at this point. It's like even if you look at like scrim scores between every teams, even scrims that are like blowouts or like blowouts that are like 15 ones or like 17 threes or whatever the case may be. Like if you look at the context, like the games and stuff like that, like there are a lot of the games are really, really close. Like it could have gone either way, but it's not because of like small margins or like little decisions that people are making that are like separating them by just a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's like all year 4 is.
I mean, even right now, like as we're talking, Nemesis is scrimming Shopify, which Shopify is like one of those teams that has only ever lost a scrim to Optic, I believe.
Yeah.
And they're down 4-1 with a tie on Aqua Bomb against Nemesis, which like both teams are boot camping. Shopify's in LA, Nemesis, I believe, in Texas.
They're all on 5 ping or what?
Yeah, basic Wootum's on 7. So
Damn.
I think
Shopify
everyone
might
on
have-
Nemesis is on like 5, and I think everybody on Shopify is probably around like 50.
Yeah, so there's obviously like a ping disadvantage there for Shopify, but still, like that's, you know, Shopify doesn't lose scrims, ping or not ping. So
Yeah, exactly.
I agree with what you're saying. Like I think that we only have 3 events left: Salt Lake City, Charlotte, and Worlds, and I think every event is going to be even more of a banger than the last, just because like we're literally at the end and everybody can play well and anybody can beat anybody on any given day. So I'm excited. I'm excited for us as a team, but I'm excited as a spectator and a fan of Halo esports to, you know, kind of see how this all wraps up.
Yeah, same. It's gonna be a good end to the year. It's definitely the most competitive year so far. In terms of like top heavy, like it's definitely the most competitive year where like you could see anyone like finishing in like top 4, top 3, or like winning the tournament. It's a lot of that. Yeah, it's really entertaining. It's gonna be a good year for like viewership for sure. Or, like for viewers that are still watching. Sure.
So if anyone in chat has any questions, let us know. There's no roster changes coming that we know of. Obviously, there's an event this week. So roster changes will be next week for the teams that are going to make changes. That's when all that drama will start. But you guys can say no if you don't want to answer it. Not counting us. Like pretend you're going to the event as spectators. You're not on Complexity Halo. Complexity Halo doesn't exist.
I don't like this. Yeah, go ahead.
You're
I don't like the way this is going, man.
Who do you think wins the event? You don't have to answer if you feel like that's putting, you know, bad mojo out there or something.
I'm gonna say Omit Black.
Okay.
Or Kraken.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Kraken.
You're rooting for the open bracket team to just come in and
I'm ready for an open bracket insane underdog run. It's like Kraken. It's like Kraken. Either Kraken or Ezo.
Not even Mind Freak?
Yeah, I can see Mind Freak winning it all.
Keyboard supremacy?
Anybody can win, like Joey's saying, right? So
Mind Freak versus Nemesis Grand Finals?
I'm gonna say Kraken. My goat's right there. I want to see how Envor win.
Here I thought I was gonna get a good answer out of you guys.
I think Envor would flip like the entire station if he won. So
I can't put that confidence into people, you know what I mean?
I think Envor would like jump on a table and start like doing 360s if he won. I would want to see that.
Gotcha.
I can see in a Vusi dub. I can see it.
Okay.
A Vusi dub would be generational.
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, like we haven't talked about them at all, really, because their pool is like, I don't want to say it's uneventful, but it's like it's kind of straightforward on paper, right? Shopify, Cloud9, Zero Tenacity. Like I think everybody has expectations of how that pool's going to go, but Cloud9's looked good. Like we got to give them their props. Like
they look good for sure.
Boo Boo's been looking good. I'm eating my own words. Boo Boo's been looking good. The team as a whole has been looking good with the addition of Julian and Collect. So I'm excited to see how they do, because this is going to be that
I think that is even like such a testament to like how much like chemistry matters in a team. Because if you look at even like us when we were playing with Julian and Sparty, like, and then we switch out 2 players and like we start feeling a lot more comfortable and like we're looking a lot better. And even for Julian, like he joined that team when they still had Septify and they were like losing to teams they shouldn't lose to, like the Uzi twins with Super CC and Spectre. And then they swap out like a 1-for-1. Not that like Septifies isn't a great player. I mean, like we played with him and we got like third or like fourth or whatever in the Open Cup. So like he's obviously a really good player.
Yeah.
But in terms of like chemistry, them picking up Collect, they're looking like a completely different team, like a lot better team. So I think that like is a testament to like how much chemistry matters in a roster and how much switching out like one or like two people can make like a really, really, really big
Yeah.
difference. Even if they're not necessarily like better than those players, like objectively, like they just fit in with that team so much better and they'll bring out like the best in each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, we saw that. I mean, obviously you were on the receiving end, but with TSM, like
Hey.
they brought in their boy for their fourth, and that helped them. But you obviously have good chemistry with this team, and I'd
Yeah,
say
even on the flip end, it's like when like we got in Soul Snipe for like last shot and then we looked like a lot worse than like before with last shot, and then they like brought in Manny for me and then they started looking a lot better. So it's just like moving parts constantly. Like I said, it's not necessarily um like one player is just like better than the other or whatever. It's just a case of like how you mesh together and how everybody like likes to play the game, or how
Yeah.
everyone is able to like talk to each other and like understand each other, etc.
oh yeah, for sure. I agree. I think chemistry matters at this point when, like you said, everyone can shoot their gun straight. Everyone knows how to play Halo. So it's going to be exciting. And for everybody who is planning on watching, you got 3 events left to get there in person. I highly suggest you do it because it's a lot of fun. These guys put on great events and the teams put on great shows. So definitely check it out. Anything else that you guys want to talk about or say before we wrap up this show? Because I know we got scrims in 45 and y'all got to warm up.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm here for whatever.
I appreciate everybody supporting, everybody, all the nice things people have to say about us and stuff like that, and just having faith in us. And I also appreciate everyone that has bad things to say because we're gonna prove everyone wrong. So
Haters you motivate us.
exactly.
Okay.
Appreciate
Bef-
everybody.
Actually, before we end, I got one more thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about King Nick, right? Like him being, I would say, like almost like a star player for this roster in terms of just the numbers that he's putting up and the damage he's doing and stuff like that. He's gotten a lot of people's attention. The Redditors, the Reddit threads constantly talking about him. Are you guys surprised? Are you guys not surprised in terms of now that you've played with him, just how much he's improved from, let's even just say, last season to this season?
I'm not. Oh no, I'm not surprised at all. I think Nick's always been like really, really good. I mean, like year one, for example, he's one of the only players that like didn't place outside of the top 4 one time.
Mhm.
Year two, he was like not. He was like placing decent. Like he plays, I think like top 6 to 8 every single tournament, which isn't bad at all. And then year 3, I don't think he even like competed. Like he kind of just got like the short end of the stick after the first tournament from his
Yeah.
team, and like everyone kind of went their separate ways when they were like looking like a pretty solid roster, and he didn't really have like any consistent teams to play with or anything like that. He was kind of just in the blender, and I think like I think he's always been really good. I just think he hasn't had didn't have like good opportunities last year.
Yeah,
For
he
sure.
surprised me for sure, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think since Bandit, he's probably gotten a lot better. And on top of that, I mean, I used to play against him a lot, and that guy just played a grief. So, and now with an actual system back with Ryan Noob, I think he actually has like a game plan around everything, and it's elevated his game, like his game style a lot, his play style, I guess.
Yeah.
He just
I
fives
agree.
everything he tries. He tries to 5 everybody he sees. So, I mean, he can't beat me at BRT though, so it's all good.
Oh, true. Yeah, I've given him props too. I think he's completely transformed in terms of how he is as a player and how he is as a teammate since I remember managing him in season 2.
Yeah, he's fun to play with. I like Nick.
Yeah, I
He reminds me of Tim a little bit.
pleasantly surprised.
I love teaming with Tim and Ryan. So,
So we've talked about Ryan a little bit. What about him? I feel like Ryan has stepped up and become stronger individually as a player as well. Are you guys surprised by that at all, or do you guys feel the same way? I'm setting you guys up to gas each other up a little bit here.
I see what you're doing here. No, I think Ryan's always been good. Yeah, I think he's got people that like to play around his whole strategy, so it elevates him as well. Obviously, Ryan, I think he used to play 90 FOV. He went to 100, and now he's a god. So I walk by stickies and don't grab them on purpose sometimes. I let him have those instas.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I would say
I love
Ryan.
playing with Ryan though. A good ass teammate. One of my favorites of all time, to be honest. So
I would say Ryan's definitely like surprised me for sure. Like I always Ryan was like really smart and like dedicated and all this stuff, but I would say like just like how like teaming with him and like how much better he makes you, and like how good like he actually like is himself. Like that fucker is insane, bro. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that fucker is really good. That fucker, and so is Nick. Like they're both really, really, really good. I don't think a lot of people understand that. Like obviously, so is Billy, and so am I. So are you, and you're an amazing coach. I think,
thank you.
yeah, we're like just like a really, really strong and a good team. But yeah, like I was definitely more like I guess I've known Nick since I was like 13 or like 14, so I've like always known Nick's really good. But yeah, Ryan, like obviously this being my first like 2 months playing with him, or like even like really like talking to him and getting to know him, he surprised me very pleasantly in a lot of ways. He's incredible player, teammate, all around. Love the guy.
Love that. Well,
Yes, sir.
I'm appreciative of you guys hopping in. Shout out to Hunter for not being able to make it. He's unfortunately sick, but hopefully he feels better and can join us in Salt Lake City. Otherwise, you guys will see him during the next opening break. But any closing thoughts? Anything else before we wrap up? I'm officially done with questions. I promise.
That's all for me. I'm just ready to get warming up for the scrim.
right.
Let's fix the East server on Halo. I'm
Oh,
in pain.
yeah,
I'm in
wait.
pain every day.
Yo, if Tashi or Hines are watching this, can one of you guys get Billy the G2 esports playoff skin?
Oh yes,
Please.
please, I need that. Whoa.
That would be huge. And other than that, yeah.
Because it's cold colors,
else?
right? Like
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
That's
black and
of
red.
course.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to
exactly.
clarify, since we are streaming on the Complexity
Yeah,
channel,
Just to make
because
just to
it's
be
the
clear,
cold.
just to be clear, because
Okay.
we don't have a black and red cool skin in the game, so we have to resort to other skins. But I'm still using the cool skin. I'm loyal.
You are.
I rock that bit.
That. All right, guys, that is going to do it for this week's episode of Opening Break. Hopefully, we will either see you at Salt Lake City or in the chats at Salt Lake City. We appreciate all the support you guys give the team. Shout out to them. Follow them all individually on Twitter and their socials. Follow Complexity Halo. And until next time, we will see you all later. Bye, guys.
Don't do drugs.
Peace. Facts. Don't do drugs.